Why did figures challenge divine commands ethically? Imagine being told that what is right or wrong depends only on what a divine being commands. That idea might sound simple, but many thinkers have questioned it deeply. They wondered if relying solely on divine commands really makes sense for understanding morality. Divine command theory says that what God commands is what makes an action right, and what God forbids is wrong. But this raises some big questions. First, there is the famous Euthyphro dilemma. It asks whether an action is good because God commands it, or if God commands it because it is already good. If actions are good only because God says so, then morality seems to be just a matter of God's arbitrary will. That could mean that cruelty or injustice might be acceptable if God commands them. On the other hand, if God commands actions because they are good, then morality exists outside of God's commands, which challenges the idea that God is the source of all moral authority. Another issue is the possibility that God's commands could be unpredictable or even harmful. If morality depends only on divine will, then God could command something that humans see as wrong, like violence or discrimination. Some defenders of divine command theory say that God's nature is perfectly good, so God's commands are always morally right. But that shifts the focus from divine commands to God's character, which complicates the original idea. People also point out that divine commands are often found in religious texts that can be unclear or contradictory. Different followers might interpret the same command differently, leading to conflicting moral views. This ambiguity makes it hard to decide what is truly right or wrong based only on divine commands. Then there is the challenge to human reasoning. If morality is just about obeying divine commands, then people might stop thinking for themselves about what is right. This can clash with other ethical views that emphasize moral reasoning, personal conscience, and universal principles. Finally, real-life situations can create conflicts. For example, if divine commands seem to endorse violence or unfair treatment, people question whether obeying those commands is truly moral. Many ethical thinkers argue that morality should be based on reason, fairness, and the well-being of others, not just divine edicts. All these challenges show why many have questioned the idea that divine commands alone can be the foundation of ethics. They push us to think about whether morality is truly rooted in divine authority, or if it needs to be based on something more consistent and rational. This debate continues to shape how we understand right and wrong today.